Yeah, this is the first game I got for the Series X. I went out and had to go buy a game.
Oh yeah, this was the first
Yeah,
game.
because
You got? Nice.
like I have a bunch of games and I have Game Pass, like, but I wanted to get like a retail game.
That's fair. I haven't even turned
Yeah.
mine on until we get stuff situated.
Yeah,
You know?
I've been loving it, bro. I've been playing the Xbox every night.
Good. I'm glad, man. I'm glad I can pay you something that we can use.
Yeah, dude. I'm super appreciative.
Hey,
Look at that, bro. Look at how good it
dude,
looks.
the graphics look sick.
This is interesting, though. I don't remember all the crystal stuff. See all this crystal stuff
yeah.
that's happening?
Oh, yeah.
That's actually very, like, the game has a lot of that, of the crystal stuff. Do you remember all the crystal stuff from the first game?
Not really.
And I'm pretty sure the bosses are the same because the map is the same, but you'll see. I don't want to spoil it and stuff, but
Ooh. That team is
Square Enix's animation team is pretty good.
It's crazy. Oh,
Actually, not Square Enix, Team Ninja.
oh,
They're the team who developed this. Yeah, the game was developed by Team Ninja, which is a Koei Tecmo team. Koei Tecmo? I don't remember.
Sure.
Do you know that company?
I do not know that company.
So Koei Tecmo is like kind of like how Square Enix is, where like it's a merger between two companies.
Now, if I see their
Koei-
logo, I might know.
Yeah, dude, you would definitely. Do you know they basically made? Well, they have a team.
So let me hold on though. Their logo is like an orange and red one, right?
Orange and red. I think it's white and red.
Is it white and red? I thought it was like white.
It's black. It's black and red. It just says KT. They're the people who made Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's the Koei Tecmo team. I mean,
gotcha.
Tecmo has been around forever. They made Tecmo Bowl. Like the game company Tecmo. They made like NES games and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
But basically, they have a team called Team Ninja,
Yeah,
and that's this team that created this game.
that's crazy.
And Team Ninja developed a bunch of good games like the Dead or Alive series,
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden. They made Metroid Other M for the Wii and Hyrule Warriors. So they've made a lot of good titles, long-running titles too. And Omega Force is the team responsible for the Dynasty Warriors series.
Really?
But they're both in the same company, so it's like they're different teams on the company.
Wow.
So it's like totally different, like
Fighting style, all kinds of.
yeah. It's not like turn-based or
It's
anything.
not
It's like
turn-based,
live
it
action
is-
or
yeah,
live combat.
which is cool. I mean, I like that.
Yeah, it's
I mean-
got pretty good controls too. I've only really played it on the casual modes, so I mean I'm not like super good at it, but
No, I mean,
it's got interesting like level up mechanics. They have like it has the traditional like skill tree now, like that most Final Fantasies have.
yeah.
But do you remember in the original Final Fantasy game you have like classes
Yes.
for your party?
Thief,
You
warrior,
still have
fighter.
classes in this game. They're just presented a little bit differently, and you only play as like one main character. So you play as this guy I'm playing as right now.
Right, but you have what, 3 other people on your team?
Yeah, you can't switch to them though, but they fight with you.
Hey, what?
Your team actually gets pretty big.
Looks like it.
I don't want to like ruin
Why
it, but
doesn't it feel
your team
like
gets
it?
larger than the team does in the original game. Because I think it only goes up to 4 people in the regular or the original Final Fantasy.
Correct.
Um,
Now, I would imagine that's also due to memory space for the game.
Oh, definitely, dude.
But this kind of, aside from not being like a turn-based game,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm getting like Final Fantasy Tactics vibes.
I had never really played the Tactics series, but
I like.
is that the one that's like, oh, I'm thinking of Dissidia. So what? Tell me about the tactics.
Oh,
I've probably seen videos of it. I've probably maybe even played it, but
so,
it doesn't have like a good memory in
so
my head.
let me
Maybe
see
didn't
if
play
I
it
can.
enough.
Let me see if I can remember it. So, Final Fantasy. So, the one that I remember the most is Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, which is for the Game Boy Advance. I played that all the time.
Hmm.
You go into this world. It was Final Fantasy world, obviously, and you can change your class. So you can start out as a class, and depending on what class you are, you can collect or not collect. You can equip certain equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're a wizard, you can't equip a sword. You have to equip a rod. You know.
Yeah, that's how the original Final Fantasy is too.
Right. But I don't think you could do this in the original Final Fantasy. In this one, you could change your class.
Ooh, look at the blood, bro. I didn't even notice it. I've been playing the game for like 2 weeks now.
What was it? On the sword?
All the blood on the
Oh
sword?
yeah. Yes.
Alright, it didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I didn't even notice that until you pointed it out. But you have the ability to like keep your stats for that class, but then change a class to up that stats. So you could be like a warrior, equipped, all kinds of swords and whatnot, and gain all these abilities. And then you could go from that to a different class, say a wizard, or a mage, like a white mage, and then you could learn like healing abilities and all this other stuff. And then you can go from that to a dark mage and learn like your fire, your blizzard, your electrical types and stuff. And then you can continuously keep changing your class. Now, in this, you could have like a whole group of like your whole clan could be like, I think it's like a clan of 30 or 40 people or something. Like it's a crazy number.
God, it's fucking goblin, bros. Just trying to hit this thing.
Right? But you could have like a clan of like 40 people, and you could send like somebody, like you can only have 7, I think, in one battle, but you have like a clan of 40. So like that's a crazy number.
Yeah. Is it like a conquest style game?
Yeah, kind of. So like you could go to the tavern and like you could send all of your whole clan, right, on these missions, and then you could just go and fight other people while the rest of your entire clan is out, doing these missions, which is neat. Like it's pretty cool concept anyway. But I really loved the concept of being able to change your classes so you can gain more stats. And
yeah,
because one of the things you unlock is the ability to create, or the ability to have like a favorite I don't know what they call it. So basically, you know how my fighting style is in games, right? Like I don't defend.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, like for some reason I don't know how to guard. I don't know how to block. I just don't.
Flail. Use everything.
Yes, and so if I had my white mage abilities at a high stat or whatnot, like, or even if I just had like the low cure spell, right, I would want to add those abilities so that even if I was like a warrior, I would still have my white mage abilities that I could use. You could use that, like that was a thing in
That's
Final
pretty cool.
Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, it was nice. I liked it. So, and then, because in the beginning, you could only change to certain classes, but then when you gained certain stats more and more, like the more stats you gained, the more classes unlocked. So you could then go from one class to a completely different class. It was so cool. I liked it.
That is really cool. I mean, in the original game, in the original Final Fantasy game, you get to a certain point, and then like let's say you just have like a warrior class. Well, it turns into like a knight class.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Me too.
This game kind of has that, where you have like a whole bunch of different classes, and then like as you level up those types of classes, you get to unlock those like warrior or like samurai,
Yeah.
Ronin classes, and like all the extra stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And each of them uses different weapons. Like there's some overlap. So like a lot of the weapons that I like to use are like great swords or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of classes that use great swords, but most of them will use different weapons. It's actually really cool. It's very satisfying.
Yes.
There's tons of like items that you pick up. Like your inventory is like only so big, like few hundred things you can have, but it fills up after like a couple missions. Like you get a lot of loot.
Yeah.
Everything you kill gives you loot. And what I love about it is that like I'm not the kind of person to be super nitpicky anymore about my armor. I just kind of want like the highest level stuff that I can get at the time.
Yeah.
So they have a button in this game to just you can just click like I guess what would be equivalent to the select button on the new controllers. I don't even know what they call it anymore. It doesn't look like select. It's like the share button. Anyway, it equips the highest level equipment for you automatically. So it saves a lot of time because when you change classes, like you change your equipment.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to pick equipment for each class. But thankfully, it's not something you have to do periodically. You just have to like as you use that class basically.
Right.
And then you have like a quick rotation where you can press Y. You could switch. You have two classes selected. So I can go from like punching to like using a great sword like just by pressing Y.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. I think they did a really good job with the combat in this game.
Good.